Hello world and all my friends and subscribers out there. So this is the video about paintbrush care that I was going to make. I've been meaning to make this for a long time, and I just recently got motivated to do so because I saw a picture on a Facebook group page that I'm a part of, which is called Tabletop Showcase, I think. I'll put a link in the description so you can have a look. But there was a picture of somebody's paintbrush and it looked all fucked up. It was all splayed and it looked really gross. So they were asking what they had done wrong, and they had let the paint get up into the ferrule of the paintbrush, which is the metal part that attaches the bristles to the handle. And when that happens, the paintbrush splays out. So in this video, I'll show you how to avoid that, how to use your paintbrushes correctly and avoid that, and how to lengthen the life of your paintbrushes, especially because some of them can be quite expensive. So first thing I just want to talk about is using your paintbrush and getting the paint in the ferrule. So as you can see in the video, I'm painting and my paint is only on the tip of my brush. And that's how you really should be painting, because once the paint gets into the ferrule, it's really hard to get it out. It'll dry in there and that's that. So it's best to use an old kind of crappy paintbrush to do things like getting the paint out of the pot, mixing colors, adding water and medium and things like that, as well as putting washes and things on. So you can keep your delicate kind of precision paintbrushes as nice as possible, and so that they keep their points. The other thing to completely avoid with your nice brushes is leaving them sitting in your water container. Once you've finished with them, rinse them out in your water container, take them out and place them on a horizontal surface, and make sure that you reshape the tip, because otherwise you will lose that tip. Show you a picture quickly of my paintbrush that I didn't leave in my water container for very long, but I did forget about it in there, and the tip had already started to bend, and I can no longer use it to do like delicate work anymore because it'll just go everywhere. So yeah, it's really important. Even the shortest amount of time will start to bend those really nice kind of pointed tips that you can get on your paintbrushes, like the top one in the photograph. So yeah, to completely avoid letting your good paintbrushes sit in water for any amount of time, in my opinion. So after you've finished happily painting, I've done a little demonstration of what I do to care for my brushes. So I'll just show you here. What I suggest is to keep your wash water as clean as possible, and have a little bit of soft soap in your water as well, which I show you later on. But to keep it as clean as possible helps keep your brushes as clean as possible. So I wipe all my excess paint off on a towel before I rinse my brush out, and that just keeps it as clean as possible. And then I'll lay it horizontal on a surface until I'm ready to use it again, or I'm ready to clean it properly. So the next thing that I'm going to suggest is to wash your paintbrushes with some kind of cleaner. So what I do is, I show you here in my bathroom, is I use my hand soap, which has got moisturizer and things in it, or if I don't have that, I use shampoo. So I basically just put a little squirt of the soap in my hand, and then I just scrub my paintbrush in my palm until all the paint is out. I mean, you can see it'll go dirty, to show you how much paint is still in there after you've rinsed it in water. It's actually amazing how much paint still stays in your paintbrush. And that's why you need to do this, because otherwise you will get it splaying out and it will get into your ferrule and things like that. So it's really important to wash all your soap out afterwards as well. Just rub it on your palm underneath the running water, and to get the soap out. And what I do is, to get all that excess water out, I'll bang my paintbrush against the side of the sink or wherever I'm washing it. And then a really important point is also to mold the brush back into the pointed tip that it had before you let it dry. Otherwise you can lose your tip as well. So an important point in drying your brushes is to lay them flat on some kind of absorbent surface. And that's because if you dry them in like your brush container with the bristles pointing up, the water will travel down and it will ruin your brush. So it can do the same thing as paint being in your ferrule. It'll kind of ruin the wood and kind of, your brush will fall apart and it won't look good anymore. So I'm just showing this really cool little sieve and bowl that I found at Kmart that would be fantastic for cleaning your brushes in, because the bottom part of the container, if you clean your brushes, it's got that texture which helps wash the brushes out really well in between colors, and also the pigments fall down to the bottom, so you don't get that kind of wrong pigment or dirty water when your water just gets a little bit colored. So I'm just showing you how I do my wash water here. I've got part of the sieve that I've cut off in the bottom of my water container, and that's just to help clean and keep any particles down the bottom. When I clean it, the particles don't swish around, they kind of stay in the bottom. And then all I do is put in a little bit of soft soap into my water, and it's typically warm water so that it dissolves easily, and that's it. So I have a lid on my container because you can't have nice things when you have ferrets. So I have to keep the lids on. But you could just use the sieve and bowl container on its own, or you can find something else that has some kind of texture in it to wash your brushes on. So be creative, and that will help a great deal in cleaning your brushes out to the best ability. So I hope that really helped, and thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you think of somebody who might need this video or ask questions about brush care, please share it. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.